Welcome to another episode of WTF Cinema. And now, the conclusion of WTF Cinema's review of One Crazy Summer. Now, to make up for completely bailing on the girl, even though he promised to be there, instead went with the slutty girlfriend of the villain, Hoops has decided to start an advertising campaign for her show that she's going to put on at the Dewdrop Inn. That way she could raise the money to save her father's house from the bank. And he could make up for, being a jerk. Meanwhile, and as revenge for the villain being a meanie jerky head, I guess, because he hasn't actually done anything significant at this point, some of our heroes grab a whole bunch of lobster and put it in his pool. So, before you got in the pool, you couldn't see that there were dozens of lobsters around. Through the nice, crystal clear pool water, you couldn't see the brown lobsters crawling around. Also, don't lobsters traditionally stick to the bottom of a pool? I mean, okay, maybe they snapped at his feet if he was standing on the bottom of the pool, but how did one get on his nose, or his nipples, or wherever else they ended up clamping to? He wasn't underwater, scraping along the bottom.
Hey kids, contrary to what the liberal media elite would like you to believe, lobsters are not just seafloor-dwelling crustaceans. You see kids, lobsters are in fact an ancient and malevolent race of aliens who came to this planet long, long ago to begin a slow and insidious plot for world domination. Their fury is spurred on even further by humanity's continued attempts to eat them out of existence. Always be on your guard around lobsters, for while they are delicious, they are also unspeakably evil. Beware of lobsters trying to sneak up behind you to kill your loved ones and steal your precious bodily fluids.
So despite her show being a huge success and making all the money needed to save her father's house, the bank won't take the money. Because the loan officer is kind of working for the evil villain's father. Despite the fact that she got the amount of money that was required by the bank and got it in the time frame supplied by the bank will no longer let her have her house. Isn't that just illegal as hell? Like, they had an agreement and she met her into the agreement and then the bank said, screw you? Shouldn't she be threatening legal action? No, she's gonna slink off in defeat. Okay. Fine. Whatever. My favorite part is that the loan officer doesn't even try to give another reason. He basically just says, look, this guy's pretty rich, and you're not, so you lose. It's good to see that integrity is hard at work in America's banking system. And you may just be asking yourself, so how evil is the villain's father? Well, there was a scene in the movie earlier where we saw him with a stethoscope and a pot of boiling water, and he dropped a lobster in and listened to it scream as it died. I didn't show this to you because it was stupid, but here's one I will show to you. Yes, subtlety is not something in our vocabulary. We need to show that the guy is absolutely evil. Let's have him torture lobsters and kick dogs. Now, don't worry, the dog is okay. He is immediately rushed to a pet hospital where Dr. No. I'm not even going to address it. Not going to talk about it. It's not worthy of response. I'm not going to dignify it with one. Not going to talk about it at all. We're moving on. We're moving on. So our heroes finally come up with a plan to save the day. They're going to enter the giant boat race. Remember the boat race? And if they win, they're going to offer the trophy to the bad guys in exchange for the house. Because remember, if the bad guys don't get the trophy, they're going to get disowned by their grandfather and they're going to lose everything. Yeah, I typically make my multi-million-dollar deals over amateur boat races. That is how I've become the successful 20-something living with his parents that I am today. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Now, Hoops is voted the captain of the crew, despite the fact that he has this paralyzing fear of boats. It's one of the many subplots that I chose not to even look at because I didn't care. But he's scared of boats. He doesn't want to go on boats. He's not willing to go anywhere near boats. They terrify him. Boats, bad. I think maybe a boat killed his father. I'm not sure, but boats, ugh. Luckily, the damsel in distress has the ideal plan to cure him of his fear of boats. She has sex with him on a boat. You know, that might actually work. I'm not sure. I think perhaps I need to test this before I can say whether or not this is a WTF moment. So, if there are any ladies out there who would like to help me try to overcome my paralyzing fear of soft, comfortable beds and camera equipment, let me know. We may have to try it several times to see if it fully cures me of my fear, and in the name of science, I may have to involve several participants, maybe at the same time. We'd be doing it for science. For science.
Hey kids, did you know that fear of soft, comfy beds and video equipment is a very real problem in today's society? Recent studies...
No, stop. Your running gag is ruining my review.
But
No, stop ruining my review! Stop ruining my goddamn review! So our plucky heroes take some junker of a boat, and using some parts from the villain's car, they manage to soup it up and turn it into the ultimate boat, which of course wins the race, then saves the day. The bad guys get disinherited, the girl gets to keep her house, they fall in love, everybody wins. The fat friend spontaneously ends up with the villain's girlfriend because you knew that was going to happen. But what about the villain's father? What about the lobster-torturing, dog-kicking bastard? What happens to him? That's right, the little girl who owns the dog stole the most expensive prop from the movie, piloted it over, and attacked him with it. And if you look, it's not really much of an attack. He shoves his arm into the mouth, and then you see it go away with a pair of fake legs sticking out of it. Gruesome. And I hate to revisit this, but, you couldn't sneak onto a movie set and steal the most expensive prop from the movie and get away with it. Way too many people going around, and I promise you there are going to be people whose jobs it is to pretty much live with the rabid dolphin that eats him. Once again, the makers of this film have shown that they have no idea how to make a movie. Or even how to make a movie inside a movie. That's a complete and utter lack of talent, and you have to admire that. And that's one crazy summer. God, is it stupid. This movie hurts. It hurts me to watch. It causes physical pain. I had to pause it several times when I was trying to watch it. Go somewhere else for a while to let my brain rest from the agony of this film. I put myself through this film a second time for you, because you're that important to me. Ladies, join us next time, when I actually will take on a film that I believe wasn't ever meant to make sense. It'll be the most WTF film in WTF Cinema's history. The Naked Lunch.
Thank you for watching WTF Cinema. Until next time, what the f***, man?